Hey, I'm Sarah, this is Abby, and welcome to Azul Unlimited. If you're new here, I'm a scuba instructor, and I moved into my van in 2021 after losing my dive shop in Indonesia due to shutdowns. I've been on the road diving around the US, Canada, and Mexico for the last 2 years, teaching on YouTube along the way.
Well, hello. You've caught me in the middle of van life chores, but I just wanted to tell you that my BAJA dive expedition starts very, very soon on December 13th. So excited. Also, if you're thinking about trips for next summer, I still have spots available on my KOMODO dive expedition, so check out the link in the description below to see if that trip is right for you. I'd love to take you on my first time back to KOMODO since closing my dive shop. Vámonos! Okay. I have another kind of crazy idea. I don't really know if this one's gonna work out, but you know, I never do. But I'm gonna take you along. I'm heading to Mono Lake. You may have heard of the scuba diving flies of Mono Lake. I'm going to try to free dive, possibly scuba, but I'm not really sure because I also don't want to ruin all of my scuba equipment. So we're gonna figure it out today.
This is Mono Lake, home of the scuba diving fly. Situated just outside of the stunning Yosemite National Park in California, Mono Lake is teeming with tales of strange water chemistry, remarkable tufa formations, and unique creatures. So, of course, I had to check it out.
Here is the deal with the deal. It's crazy windy, like really windy. And I just spoke with the park ranger about the rules of swimming around the tufas and in the water, and he kind of looked at me and was like, I do not recommend. The water is definitely moving fast. I told him that I would have gear, but he was like, you need to be very careful because it could be taken out to the deep part of the lake super easily. I'm like, I know, I'm aware. So part of me is kind of like curious, but then the other part of me is like, oh my god, that wind is gonna feel awful when I get out. And I am deciding to go in my bathing suit with just a rash guard on because I do not have enough hard weight to compensate for wearing my semi-dry. It's going to be very cold. And if I have any cuts, it's going to hurt a lot. Of course, that was going to happen with or without the semi-dry. So I think I'll be good with 8 pounds with just my bathing suit and rash guard. I really need to get more hard weight because I don't have enough. So if anybody has extra that they want to sell me, let me know.
As I learned more about this lake, I quickly figured out that the water would be too harsh for scuba diving.
I found this in Cabo San Lucas. It's a terrible snorkel.
But I had no idea how damaging it would be. Vámonos. The alkali fly leads a life like no other in the world. It spends 3 of its 4 life stages entirely underwater. Once the adult fly is ready, it emerges to float on the water's surface. However, adult flies return underwater to either lay eggs or feed on the algae by scuba diving. They possess tiny hairs that trap a thin layer of air, allowing them to dive underwater for short periods of time. For many inhabitants of Mono Lake, these flies and the resident brine shrimp are an important source of nourishment. The most notable feature of Mono Lake is its tufa towers. These fragile formations create a fascinating shoreline which attracts tourists from around the globe. Beneath the serene surface of Mono Lake, freshwater springs rich in calcium bubble up from the lake bed, mingling with the carbonate-rich lake water. Think of it as a natural mix of calcium and baking soda. The result? Calcium carbonate, or limestone, precipitates around these springs, gradually forming towering tufa structures that can reach over 30 feet in height underwater. Sadly, many tufa towers now stand exposed due to a dramatic drop in the lake's water level following water diversions in the 1940s, making them susceptible to erosion and decay. Mono Lake is no ordinary body of water. With chlorides, carbonates, and sulfates, Mono Lake classifies as a triple water lake. one that's alkaline with a pH of 9.8, roughly equivalent to household glass cleaner like Windex. The lake's salinity surpasses that of the ocean, making it roughly 2 times as salty. Due to its unique composition, Mono Lake's water tastes bitter and feels slippery.
Wow.
Within the salty waters of Mono Lake dwell trillions of brine shrimp. Measuring about the length of your thumbnail, these tiny shrimp serve as a vital food source for millions of migratory birds, making Mono Lake a critical stopover on their long journey south or a safe haven for raising their offspring. The abundance of brine shrimp in Mono Lake is a spectacle. I had a moment of ick when I first put my face in the water because I could imagine them getting stuck in my hair and in my ears, but I decided to put that image out of my mind and just swim on, enjoying the sights. If you do decide to swim in this water, get in, experience the sensation of the super salty water, and get out. Don't spend more than 5 minutes in this water.
Oh man, that's enough of that. Very cool, but disgusting. Woo. Well, my lips. It's like all puffy. I don't know what's going on there, but. All in all, I too do not recommend that. My lips are still a little bit swollen. It's very salty.
Yeah, very salty. What?
I took weights to free dive, so you will float though. It is officially the next day, and my lips still hurts. So, do not recommend. The park ranger was correct. Do not recommend. That's a lie. You can do it for a short amount of time. Just don't stay in more than like 7 minutes. You know? That's probably a lot. I tend to go that extra mile, you know? Ah.